Hello, hello everyone. So let me just fix up my camera. Then I'll get back. All right. If you're new here, welcome. Um, I've been working on my final year project for a while now, and some major updates that I had on it were I cancelled everything and decided to move with Next because of some reasons. Um, so apparently, what happened is um, building the monorepo was quite difficult, and okay, there was progress, yes, uh, but because I need to ship fast, I think um, Next.js was a better alternative because it already handles everything else for you. So if I'm going to make my deployment, it would be a bit easier as compared to um, building monorepos and setting them independently, and then now we have to deploy them independently. So with that, I think now it's just that how things are currently. I need to finish this project before March so that I have time to study, and it's quite a lot. So it's not that I have so much experience with the Next, but with clear documentation, I've seen that it's possible to build with it. So let me just set up my camera so that I'm not speaking like let me just go back. So programming is kind of hard, I won't lie, but once you get a hang of it, it's kind of not easy, but you can wrap your head around it. So let me just set up my camera so that I can proceed with the programming. For everyone who has joined, hi there. I'm just having a lot of pressure to complete this project, but hopefully soon enough I will be done. Next, just add it to the scene. Add scene camera. Okay, so with this setup, now we can proceed. So I'd started off with some bit of things to deal with stuff, and now I need to get the login part working. So now I'll just need to go to, okay, where is my browser? Come to the stream. So if you're wondering, Next is built with Vue.js and Nitro, and Nitro is like Express. It's just like Express. It's just that we just, it's kind of simplified in a way, but also not simplified, but we'll figure it out. I really hate designing web pages. I really don't like it. So But with the little skills and knowledge I have about CSS, let me just go to Pinterest and get some inspirations on a login page. Login page. Let's just start with so we'll have our login page. So we'll start off by just doing the designs. I don't know. I hope my skills are just as good, but we'll see. So in Pinterest, we'll be drawing some insights on how to design the page, then we'll proceed to design. After designing, then we'll implement. And okay. So already I'm seeing some cool. I need more of professional looking, but simple. And yeah, Kashi in a way. Let's see. Let me just log into Figma. Okay, so back to files, my files. Then create a new design file. So I'll just, okay, if I zoom this page, I'm zooming, how do you, so how do I zoom Figma without zooming this canvas? So let's start off with, let's just rename it to final year project design. So with this, we'll add our page. So this will be our login page. Then we'll first go to Colors, then pick a theme. I mean, while because we are going to work with some colors, which colors resonate well with money and business. Money and business for a website. So green, blue, gold. So let's pick two. Black and white will be there. So green represents wealth, growth, and prosperity, often associated with money. Blue, trust, security, professionality, banking. Okay. So let's go with blue. Accept all cookies. Start the generator. Let's go. Give me a blue color, please. Okay. Okay. We need some bluish color. So let's go to color wheel. There is somewhere you can put a color theory. Mm. Mhm. This one. So mhm. So let's go with this as primary. What do you zoom a page? instructions. So let's go with primary. Then we'll go with light. F0. Then we'll go with the dark. This will be CD, CD, C. I think F7, 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 F7. Bring it down to I think that's okay. So we have dark, primary, dark, and blue complementary colors. So let's take our color. Come here. So let's go with monochromatic. Let's take a color picker. Pick color from image. browse. I'll go with that dark. So light, which is the complementary angle here. I think I'll just go with this. Something lime. Okay, so we have our light. So let's load up our canvas. So I have a bit of styles here. We'll start off by creating, where is it? A frame. So we'll take, I'll start with the mobile. Let's see, iPhone 14. Let's go with this. So we'll name this as phone login. Then we'll look for something simple. Let's look at this. I think this is way. Let's go with this. So I'm not that of a good designer, but today we have to, just have to. So I'll just start off by having a leg at the back, and we have some kind of gradient. Fill some kind of gradient there. And now I'll need to add not really that. We need a linear gradient flowing downwards. So here we need so we need blue, then stroke it. Kind of like that. Somewhere there. Now probably what do I need? Figma for tablets, phones, and desktop. How do you grade this? Let's go with the bootstrap. Grid. See, add a style grid. Let's say mobile calls. So this on mobile, so we have on larger screens we have four columns, then 4, 6, 12, I think 4, 6, 12. So here columns will be 4. Type stretch width margin 2. This should be, I think, 20. We'll adjust with time. So So I'll apply this. How do I apply grid? Let's see.
Be really specific. Like you can take this name here, say all the setting details. So 12 call, 150 pixel margin, and it's going to be then 1140 pixel container in a 1440 pixel frame. So we could go here, add that, copy and paste it in. Now we have that style so that we can reuse it. One thing I want to go into before we go over to the responsive layouts is to keep in mind that columns are guides. Generally, you don't want to break them, but if you do, you should do it with intent. What I mean by that, first of all, as you can see here, we're using the columns to structure our content. So this column with, or sorry, this element here with 1440 pixel frame. So we could go here, add that, copy and paste it in. Now we have that style so that we can reuse it. One thing I want to go into before we go over to the responsive layouts is to keep in mind that columns are guides. Generally, you don't want to break them, but if you do, you should do it with intent. What I mean by that, first of all, as you can see here, we're using the columns to structure our content. So this column with, or sorry, this element here with text and buttons covers 6 columns. This image here covers 5 columns, and there's a column in between those. If you go down a bit, you can see that these cards here, or these items, cover 4 columns each. But here we break it. So this text that goes here breaks the whole column system. And that's by design because it adds a nice look to it. But it is by design. We're thinking about it. We're doing it by purpose or on purpose. Same with this. This is a carousel. And here the carousel goes outside. Cry if you do that. So please don't do that. Now the last thing we're going to cover is making columns responsive. So the standard here is 12:8:4, which means that we're using 12 columns for desktop, 8 columns for tablets, and 4 columns for mobile. You can go and check out Material Design's documentation and see that that's what they're using. So it's pretty safe to go that route. For desktop, you're using your standard margin and gutter, but for tablet, we usually go down. We decrease the margin a bit and the gutter a bit. The same for mobile. We decrease the margin and gutter even more because the content is going to be smaller, so we don't need as much spacing to work with. So the desktop settings would typically be a gutter of 20 pixels, a count of 12, and then the type stretch, like we talked about. And the margin really, once again, depends on your container. In this case, is it 1140? Is it 960? Or something else? When it comes to tablet settings, and this we can do together, set it up.
12 gutter of 20. So 20 tablet, gutter of 20, 16. 16 count 8 and margin 32. So gutter 12, count 4, and stretch margin 12. Okay, I have what I need. So let's columns, grid, desktop, columns, type will be columns, count 12, type stretch, width auto. We have a margin of, it will adjust itself, then gutter of 20. Okay, create style, then mobile calls, adjust this. So we'll have a count of 4, 4 margin of 12, 12, 12, 2. So after that, add a new one. Let me just see. Columns, call this desktop, no. Tablet calls. This will be 8. Then gutter will be 16. Margin 32. 32. Count is 8. I think that is good. Great style. So then so we have the login, this one here. Next up, we need to So in here I need to apply just the mobile. Then now the height, let's see, grid mobile rows. Rows. Let's go with 100. Type top, offset 20, gutter 12, just 12, 12, height 32. I think that's okay. Create style. So then we can apply. Okay, let's see. Apply this. How do you apply the two of them at the same time? Okay, so let's go with what we had. We are supposed to have this. Just come here. Then fill with that. There. Let's go the reverse. this. Not bad. Yep. I think that will do. So let's see. We need this and this one. So let's take this frame. So I will fill with some radius. So here we'll have login. Okay. So I will just make this quite let's go with 8. Let's go with 8. Then we'll take another frame. Then we'll add in plugins. How do we call it? Iconify. Icon set, we'll be using Lucid. So with the Lucid, then now we can take on lock and user. Lock. Let's take this user. Just a simple user. There. So then we'll take so we bring it here. Then I can add a text here, say login, enter, dot, 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 dot. Okay, fill this with white. Fill light, a bit rounded. Go with 8. Control D. Let me just swap this out with so how do you call this username? Username duck. Duck. What's going on here? So in here we'll have okay, so we had this here. This is username, this is that. fill with dark. Fill with dark. And we need to cover. This is not typical. Let's see. So here now, I need to take another, then radius of 100%. So we need to fill this with let's just say white for now. Stroke dark. We'll make it kind of bluish. Then we can have some line on the back. So which color is here? We'll fill it with that exact color. Fill with this color. Then create a line. I'll create a line here. Then just send it back. Okay. So this line will be filled with light, I presume. This also should be light. So if I look for the center, yep. Yep, so that one snaps in. Then we can bring in this, paste it in here. And add Shift A so that we just, okay, Control Z. We scale this first. Then we can now auto layout. So we'll fill this with this is what we fill with light. Yep. So if come and select here, hide. It's kind of starting to take shape, but not yet. So I'll bring in the then mobile rows. So for the rows, we'll need consistency in spacing. So in here, we'll bring this down to there. Then I'll try and drag this so that we okay. So those are equal. Now just bring this log in here, and then we can have our the remember me. So this will fill with are they stroked? No. So I can stroke this white so that we have an illusion of padding. Mm. So if we turn off this, you won't really realize it. Let's see. There must be a way in here. So on this frame, we have this group. So take this, drag it in here. We'll move it the way it is for now. So we'll be making adjustments. This text should be centered. So we need to fill this with our primary color. Probably. Okay, how does this look? Prototype. Let's see. So, not bad. But we still need a couple of things. So, I think we'll need to space them a bit so that where is it? Grid. So mobile rows and link. I need to mobile calls. So let's work with the rows. So for the rows, we'll need some space to make sure that if you have an error message, it is shown. And so let's just put it in a way that if there's an error, we can show that error. So let's prototype and see. This is what we have currently. Okay. Interesting. So let's shrink that. So you can control D. I think this is where is this? So what's the dimensions for this? 13, 12.5. And this 13, 12.5. Just remove that. Then delete that. We can now reuse this. Just say dot. So if I squash this, okay. You can use a line, a actually here, and Mhm. Now, I just found out the reason why it's behaving that way. Okay. Kinda too far. We need some helper texts. Enter your username. Password, username, stroke, email. Mm. So the button full. Looking better. Mm. Mm. Okay, so so we need to duplicate this and say in here I will add small text, username required. We'll fill it with red, then we need to add some styles. Create red, style it, not too deep. Okay, we'll go with that. Then text Nonito is our font. Nonito regular 12. Just go with that. So when we're going to prototyping, if you click here, they should take you here. On top. Okay. These two. Okay, so let's go to our prototype, login. If I click here, username is required. Then now if I click on this, should take me back here and vice versa. So if I just click here, should be good. Okay, so we'll come to design, duplicate this, then I will have a password. Password required. Then from there, if now we come to prototype, when I click on this, should bring me here. Then if I click on this, should bring me here. And this one now we can delete. This takes me here, this takes me here. And if I log in, okay, let's see. This preview settings, responsive. Okay, let's see it on iPhone 15. Interesting. So should I go with okay. Okay, let's adjust it. So let's adjust this to fit. Let's use columns. We'll go with will be 4. I think 4 will be way better. Four. Mhm. So bad. Mm, 40, 40. 16. Monitor 16. Forty, 40. Okay, so way better, way better, way better. So to make this stand out, I think we'll try and make it, this should be uppercase. So I think this is way better looking than the other one. Fill white. So we just have that simple looking page. Then now we can just move this a bit down here. We space them a bit. Yep. Then I can delete this one and this one. Then we can duplicate. But so then we can add a text here. please enter valid email. So then that will fill with red. We'll drag that here. Password must be at least 8 characters. So this will be Nonito. Size will be 12. Better. Enter valid email. Okay, so if we check here, go to prototype. If a user clicks here, if you click here, you come here. Then if you click on this, should take you back here. So if you click this again, should bring you here. So if I come to this side, click this, please enter valid phone number or email. So if I click on this, seems like this isn't connected. So if I click on this, should take me back here. If I click on the password, should tell me this. Then now I need a kind of notification pop-up. So I just need to duplicate this here. So let's say this is a phone, email invalid or username. Then this is password invalid. Then this one, login success. So if you log in, then you should have a notification here. Let's see. I will just fill this, fill white stroke 0.5. radius, height, we'll reduce this. Then I'll bring in the icons, iconify, success. Let me just, okay. All, filter, lucid. Then we can look for done. Check. So I can import this as a component. Then use it here. It's kind of very complicated. So we can add our T in here and say login. In the meantime, we make it 12. Then you can just drag it up and Shift A. Then this we can shrink to just put it there. So if let's just change this color to fill, say green. So then if we come back to our drawing prototype, if now you click on login, so those are the ones are error screens, and if now you don't know, should take you back here. So let's try it and see the mock login. If I click here, if I log in, it's here but kinda hidden, so let's make it pop. And the design, so we can scale it up. Then add the radius to around 4. So this make it 10, 10. Then this we can scale it to 16. Yep. And then make the color fill green. If we come back here, let's bring it down a bit. There. Somewhere there. Interesting. So if we click back on login, should bring us here. If you log in, you get this mockup. So I think I'll stop at that for today. we'll just need to implement this in our code. Yeah, so because this app you can't register, your account has to be created, so that's why we only need the login page and not the registration page. Afterwards, when you set up, you log in, then now you can start creating staff members. So we have like 4 screens here that we can work with. Let me just test it on iPhone 15. Not bad. Let me see, Android medium. Okay.